Good evening. This is Wednesday, the 30th or 31st. And one of the things from a public health perspective that we try to monitor here in the state of Oklahoma are any increase in cases, because we're seeing a 23% cases nationwide. And what is the cause of it, and do the variants, and I'm going to focus on the variants and locally. So how do we know if there are increased number of variants here in Oklahoma? We can go to the National Center for Bioinformatics Information, and they will publish recently complete sequences so we can look at the Pfizer vaccine and all those user surface glycoproteins, so we can filter the results by location out of North America through NCBI virus. And so we bring those up on a weekly basis and see if we've had any increases. So what I can tell you, if you go on the CDC website, they still list Oklahoma as not having any B117 variants and 1P1. As of January, we did have 1P1, I agree, but we also had 1B117, which is the UK variant. I'll just kind of keep it simple. So we've got a Brazilian variant and had one UK variant here in Oklahoma. So we've been following this on a weekly basis, and so we downloaded the complete sequences pretty much on a weekly basis and see where we've been. We're starting to see uptick on the number of cases that we're seeing, and that may have an impact on our vaccine response. So let me explain how we look at that. We know the characteristics of each mutation. We can map them and look at everything. And so I'm going to show you a few things here. What I will tell you is that over the last 3 weeks, we have had 4 new UK variants. And as of today, actually, we've had our second P1 Brazilian variant show up on the database. Is that a signal for concern? Maybe, because we're just getting a paucity of sequences that are complete. So we really can't tell. And so how that extrapolates the whole population that may have been infected is hard to tell. I really can't tell at this point. So I'm going to reverse this image. I really can't, so I'm going to turn it around. What I'm showing you here, I hope you can see it, as of today, we've really had no increases in this group here. This usually is this deletion that we're seeing at HV6970. It's very characteristics of B117. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And first one was on the 13th and up to the 10th. So we have 6 now B117 UK variants. There are other mutations around here. I don't know the significance of that. There are several mutations that probably really have no significant impact on transmissibility. This is all part of B117. These others have really minimal impact on, this may be interest. I don't know much about that. That's on today. We got a 3 position deletion. Whether that has an effect on the overall confirmation, that's yet to be seen. I'll kind of highlight that so we can kind of follow it along to what we call this is the critical area here. And so Yeah. What I'm seeing here is this is another P1. This is a variance of the P1, actually. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the B117. I've got something here I need to look at. That's a P1 and that's a P1. So we now have two P1 variant, Brazilian variants that are here. This is the 484K, E484K. So by nomenclature, we take the common amino acid and see where it was substituted. So E484K with a 501Y, that is, by definition, the P1 Brazilian variant. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, the P117, the most latest one was today. So I'm being cautious because there are some other areas here that we look at that are significant, which is over here. Those of you that know, we call this the furin cleavage zone. So that's not an issue with the P1, but with the B117 it is, the UK variant. So really, in order to be transparent for our state, I would suggest that all of us, this is interesting, this P1 is a little different because it does not have the tyrosine, which is Y. It has this here, which is similar, so that may or may not be an influence. We'll know more about what this is. This is a new variant that's not yet been described of P1. This little conformational deletion. This is this leucine alanine deletion out of the complex. I find it very interesting, and we'll see more how that turns out because it is a P1 variant from Brazil. It has all the characteristics. This is actually the receptor binding zone here, binding domain with the interacting residues. We'll just have to see. So anyway, here in the state of Oklahoma,